Good afternoon, this is Peter Towers from ESS BIZTOOLS. Welcome to this webinar for non-subscribers on ESS BIZTOOLs with our featured subject today to be debtors management. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're having a great day. And in most parts of Australia now it is afternoon, now that daylight saving has finished. If you have any questions during the webinar, can you type your question in and raise your hand, and in webinar jargon, and that will send the question through to me, and we will answer the question before the end of the webinar. Might be possible later on, we will open up the communication channels. If you have got a microphone on your computer and you can talk back to me, we'll see if that will work a little bit later on. But the easiest way is probably to type in your question and send it through to me by raising your hand. What I'm going to do is give you a quick overview of ESS BIZTOOLS. So what we have here at present is the home page, which summarises the products and services that ESS BIZTOOLS is offering. I've now gone through to the products page. That's a summary of the products that are contained within ESS BIZTOOLS. We have business advisory services, client mentoring and coaching, leadership modules, Business Plus, which is our monthly newsletter, ESS BIZTOOLS papers, client seminars. The small business advisory package is for training organisations. And it might be a better idea if I just go back to the chart, which I missed then, because it probably gives you a better idea of how all this fits together. We originally developed some papers, and there now are 500 papers within ESS BIZTOOLS that are targeted at small, medium enterprises. What our accounting firm clients do is they badge those papers with their names and address and logos, etc., and are able to send them to the clients. You can charge the clients for those papers if you wish. There are also 50 papers and PowerPoint slides that are targeted at accountants, and these papers and articles reflect contemporary views on accountancy businesses in 2014. We've then utilised those papers as the backbone for the development of business advisory services, which is provided in two components. The first one is the preparation for offering business advisory services, and the second one is actual products that have been prepared, ready for the accountancy firm to use. Business Plus newsletter is a newsletter which we prepare each month. It's a newsletter that is targeted at small, medium enterprises on business matters. It's not heavily slanted towards taxation. In fact, some issues don't have any taxation articles at all. The concept is that you can badge the newsletter and send it to your clients. We upload the newsletter to our website on the second Friday of each month. So there's a Business Plus newsletter to be uploaded and dispatched this Friday. You can add material to it if you wish. You can edit the material. That's your decision, but obviously you're then responsible for the contents. Client mentoring and coaching is a set of 12 modules which we've prepared following suggestions from some of our accounting firm clients. And the material is used by accountants to educate their clients into the type of services that they are able to provide. Some accountants assume that clients understand that accountants can provide a wider range of services than tax returns. But many small, medium enterprises don't know that. In fact, last year I was at a conference on the Gold Coast run by Smith Inc. 2020, and one of the speakers was a practitioner, a partner in a firm, and he indicated that he was reviewing the profit and loss account and noticed there was a $26,000 entry business advice. He telephoned his client of 15 years and asked him what the $26,000 had been spent on. The client indicated that he'd hired a coach and he was very happy with them. The accountant said to the client, "Didn't you know that we could have supplied those type of services?" Apparently the phone went dead for about 30 seconds, and then the client said to the accountant, "I've been your client for 15 years. You've never once talked to me about offering business advisory services. You've always done a good job on taxation, annual accounts, superannuation fund matters. You haven't told me that your firm is able to offer this wider range of services." It's worth thinking about and wondering whether your clients understand the types of services you're offering. That's obviously, of course, if you are offering a wider range of services than just taxation. Leadership modules are 8 modules on leadership that have been developed by an associate of mine, Peter McDougall, former colonel in the Australian Army, operates a company known as Leadership Academy. Since he left the Army 20 years ago, has been heavily involved in the mining industry, government departments and some of the bigger companies, and we convinced him to write a series of modules on leadership for small, medium enterprises that could be delivered by accountants, and that's what we have. And some of our subscribers are very happy with that segment. They believe it's very worthwhile. ESS BizGrants is a standalone product which is directed through another website, but is part of the ESS BizTools subscription for gold subscribers. It gives the accountant the opportunity to manage the government grants aspect of small, medium enterprise clients' businesses. It assists in the identification of grants that might be suitable for individual clients. Client seminars, we have 35 pre-prepared, ready-for-use seminars that are a very important marketing tool within an accountancy business. You could also use the seminars for webinars if you so desire. Seminars range from 1 hour through to 15 hours, which we suggest is presented in 5 sessions of 3 hours. The seminars are in self-contained modules, so everything is there, from the reservation of a room or a hotel function room, or even your own boardroom, because that can happen at times that other people also want to use the room at the same time, through to the actual papers, PowerPoint slides, etc. So there's no chance of turning up at the webinar and having the wrong material. And there's hundreds of client forms and documents, templates, and there's video tutorials. So that's an overview of what's contained within ESS BizTools. What we're now going to do is just go back to products, because products is really the main menu that drives accessing the information. We're going to turn shortly to our main theme article of this webinar, which is debtors management. But before that, I just want to give you an overview of what's contained on Introduction to Business Advisory Services. It's these modules that are on the left-hand side of the screen that are in a mauve background, or they are on my screen. And it's covering Introduction to Business Advisory Services, getting organised, how to go about offering it, implementation. That's really the backbone of the initial work that a firm needs to do to decide that you wish to go down this path. And then there's modules for team training, for getting the accountants and marketing personnel, if you have any, ready to deliver these products. Leadership strategies. Leadership's very important, not only for the partners but also in the accountants who are going to be involved in the delivery of business advisory services. They really need to understand leadership strategies. Leadership as it relates to them and the other colleagues within your accountancy business, but also leadership as it relates to them dealing with the clients, team members that they're going to be involved with. Marketing is very important. I just gave you an example of poor marketing by a very well-established accountancy business. Had a client for 15 years, yet the client didn't understand that they were prepared to offer services other than compliance services. So we have some suggestions as to how you might go about the marketing exercise. Review of products and services. I've just finished our weekly podcast blog article, and I make a comment that you could probably list 20 to 30 products that you are going to offer within business advisory services. But if you wait until your team are well prepared and very familiar with 20 to 30 products, you'll never get round to starting. The market opportunities that we really believe are being presented to you at present will not be there if you wait another 2 to 3 years. So we're suggesting that you might start with 2 or 3 products: Chief Financial Officer Services, Business Health Check, Succession Planning. Now there's good 3 products that you could look to start offering. You could be delivering those products within a few months of a commitment to enter into being serious about offering business advisory services. Planning a seminar to launch business advisory services. That's how we recommend you get started in this product. You have small seminars, not a huge ones, a series of small seminars, no more than 20 clients present at a time, and try to secure commitments from around 30% of those clients for work to be undertaken. And selling business advisory services. Accountants are not very good at professional selling, but it's a skill that we're all going to have to learn in the future if you are going to be able to deliver a great range of services. Because even though survey after survey has indicated that your clients are interested in this wider range of services, it's not an exclusive market just for accountants, because accountants have been sleeping on the job in lots of ways, and other professions have emerged that are chasing this work. Business consultants, business coaches, and also some of the better performing accountancy firms that might have got started a little bit earlier in this process are out there chasing good clients from other accountancy businesses because they've realised that it's a great area to be involved in. The products that are already prepared for business advisory services are listed on the screen. We're going to look at 2 of these in a little bit of detail shortly, but there's Business Health Check, Business Evaluation, Budgets and Cash Flows, CFO Services, Strategic Business Mentoring, which is virtually acting as a finance director of a company, Cash Flow Management, Business Planning, Buying a Business, Succession Planning, Selling a Business. So a range of products. We're in the process of finalising some more at present, which are going to go into there, including leadership modules to assist you to deliver those products. Now we'll come back to business advisory services shortly. I just want to take the opportunity of quickly just giving you an overview of what else is within ESS BIZTOOLS, and then we'll go back to look at Debtors. Client mentoring and coaching modules. There are 12 modules that are listed on the screen there at present. The ones in yellow are ones that you can view if you go onto our site as a guest, and if you haven't already done so, please apply for a guest login. It operates for 30 days. You can have a good look at the material which we have on offer. Each of these modules has articles and papers that we've prepared, which you can forward to your clients on an organised basis to inform the client about the type of services that you're able to provide. So we'll just have a quick, I just want to go back to the start here. We'll just have a look at one of these. We'll look at purchasing or commencing a business. There's a summary there of what that's about. Now this has been divided into 6 series, which we're suggesting you send each week. These are separate papers. You can see what's in the first download here. This is for someone buying a business or commencing a business. We'll just download that. Just takes a little while to do so, to download. And what we are going to receive now is the module that contains all those papers. It contains a letter for you to send to your client, and it also contains a survey form which your client will be invited to send back to you. It contains a letter purchasing or commencing a business, which you can then use to send to your clients, advising them what this is all about. It contains the actual papers to be sent to the client. I just lost my downloads on another screen, so I just want to bring them back to here. So I just brought them back across. So I realised I was not showing you how this worked. There's a survey form which you can badge and send to your clients so that they can tell you whether this material is of interest to them. Our suggestion is that an administration or a client service officer should ring the client after about 5 days after they've received that email containing these papers and inquire how they're going. Have they got any questions? Do they want to have a discussion with an accountant? Because unashamedly you are trying to use this information to encourage people to come and talk to you about some of these areas that they might be interested in. And we then have the actual papers themselves. So if your client wants to understand how discretionary trusts work, there's the paper. So I just realised you hadn't seen one of our papers before. This is a typical paper. You would put your logo and name above that double line. There's the paper. It's got a set of contents. It's got addendums. So it's a matter of, you can look at the paper and say, geez, this is a good paper. I'll send this out to the clients and they'll have a better understanding of how trust operates. So that's a brief overview as to how our mentoring and coaching area works. And you have these other subject headings there, which are all self-contained modules that can help you to better educate your clients into the type of services that you're able to offer. Our Business Plus newsletter is produced each month. So this afternoon I'm writing this month's because it has to be uploaded to our website on the second Friday of the month, which happens to be this Friday at 12 noon Queensland time. So what I'm downloading for you to look at present was our March newsletter. This was our 100th edition. So we started writing these newsletters in 2006 and we've continued to produce them each month except January ever since. So this was a special one. The logo and name of ESS BIZTOOLS, we suggest you delete before you start using the newsletter. Always includes an index of what's in the edition. We have an editorial article. This one was on challenging times for businesses. We're trying to bring in some external economic comment on prices, interest rates, exchange rates, and then discuss some of the contemporary issues that's happening in Australia at present. The Personal Property Securities Register is causing a lot of concern, and we have a new product which we'll be releasing straight after Easter on Personal Property Securities Register. We already have quite a few papers, and we've written quite a number of articles in our newsletter over the last 2 years. A lot of small businesses are getting into strife under this legislation, and for that matter also some of the big end of town companies have also got into strife. Court cases are not being very favourable to the business that purchased an asset. There's been 6 major court cases in Australia already, and each case has been won by the secured creditor or the liquidator acting for the secured creditor. And this is primarily because the owner of the goods and services, in some cases small medium enterprises, have not appropriately registered their interest in the asset on the Personal Property Securities Register. Privacy law reform also commenced a month or so ago, and it obviously applies to businesses with turnovers over $3 million, and the anti-bullying laws are now fully operational. So there's a lot of new things going on there. There's no doubt it was challenging times, so we've commented on those. We have an article here, what services can accountants offer, because unashamedly any of this marketing type material we produce, we are trying to write it to encourage your clients and prospects to come and talk to you. Most of our articles finish with the type of clause that is shown here. If you would like to have a discussion about these services, come and talk to us, because we're trying to sell these services to your clients. We're trying to overcome the problem that I indicated to you before, that was outlined at a 2020 conference, that the accountant had not informed his clients that they could offer services like a business coach could. The Deloitte report on digital disruption has certainly caused some comment, and we've reproduced some comments there and made our own on recalibrating cost structures and revenues, replenishing revenue streams, 2 of the strategies that Deloitte suggests that businesses should be using. Cost control is a big issue, so we have some comments on there. So I'll just move through this with some more there about Personal Property Securities Act. So we have different sorts of articles, some terminology things, how you go about reducing debtors days outstanding, succession planning. The attention accountants area we suggest is deleted before you send this to your clients, but it's an area where we use it as a reference library to say we have got some other material within ESS BIZTOOLS that complements some of the articles that have been included within this edition of the newsletter. And at the end of it, you delete the ESS BIZTOOLS logo and place your own there. So that's how the newsletter works. Don't forget, if you have any questions, can you please type them in and raise your hands. So what I want to do now is very quickly go to the library to have a look at the ESS papers. There are 57 sections within ESS BIZTOOLS. If you want to have a look at what's in a particular section, you just go into it, and this is where our 500 papers are. If you want to have a look at personal leadership capacity and development, you just click on the name of the paper. You then receive an executive summary. You can quickly view the form by downloading it into a PDF document. Now, obviously you can't edit this, but this is a quick read, and this is where we have our links from one paper to another in various forms within ESS BIZTOOLS. If you want to look at the Word document, which obviously you can edit, you can go through the process that enables you then to badge this paper to send to your client, and you are able to also obtain the PowerPoint slides. So there's a set of PowerPoint slides for each of the 500 papers. You might want to use the PowerPoint slides for staff training with your own people, or for having discussions with a client or a small team from your client, and you just want to use a data projector. Well, the PowerPoint slides are prepared, ready for you to use. And that's basically how the papers work. You can go into any one of the papers and see the any one of the sections, I should have said, and see the names of the papers within there. You then just click on the name of the paper. It will bring you an executive summary, the paper, the PowerPoint slides. We're now going to go back to business advisory services to look at the theme discussion for the day, and that is debtors management. Debtors management's a huge problem for small medium enterprises, but you probably don't need me to tell you that. Just download this material. We incorporate all of our material around a paper or an article. This one's on debtors management. So you have a list of contents. So this is the guidance article, which discusses how an accountancy business might go about advising their clients on debtors management. But the real work is in the forms. So to give you an idea of what's in some of this, we might go to seem to be wanting to work. This is the paper itself, which you can utilize for going through and looking at the various items. So these are the forms on debtors system, forms and documents. So this is enabling you to review how effective your client's current system is. Do they have a credit application form? Do you want to have a look at the credit application form? So there's the credit application form. I think one of the reasons debtors days outstanding at 54 days, which is the Dun & Bradstreet figure, is that in lots of cases there is not a formal written debtor system, and clients have not got a pre-prepared application form for credit. Basically give credit to anyone who walks in and asks for it. So the terms of credit are summarised. There's a personal director's guarantee form included in the system. There's a due diligence application form there to assist in reviewing the information that's been supplied. There's a form to assist in approving a prospective customer. There's some debtors recovery letters included in the system that your client might want to use. So that's an overview of the debtors management system. What I might do is move into the debtors system which we've developed. This is a manual which we've developed that accountants can make available to their client. We'll do it within the PDF document. Just a little bit quicker, especially on a webinar. So this one is within a separate article. Which we're suggesting that you would badge this prepared by XYZ accountancy firm for ABC building company. And this is an attempt to be able to leave a system there for your clients. You can edit the material. So there's a full procedure there which is telling the unlucky person, who in lots of cases has the job of overviewing what's happening within a debtors system. So we'll just go into that so you can just see how that works. So it's giving them some background on what is an effective debtors management system. It's talking about the various forms that are contained within the system. Talking about the credit application form, some of which we've already looked at, the guarantee forms, what you do when you decline a credit application, internal advice, etc. So what I want to do now is get into some of these forms. One of the ones you haven't seen is the welcome to new customer letter. We think it's very important that the system should incorporate a welcome to new customer letter, so if you get a new customer to your client, they can formally accept the new client, confirm the terms of trade, confirm the credit limit, confirm any particular requirements that the new customer has to be included whenever a payment request is made. There might even be some timing issues that the client might say, well, if you don't submit the invoices by the 10th day of the following month, you won't get paid until the following month. So all that can be confirmed so that you've got the best possible chance for your client of being able to receive payment from this transaction. There's debt recovery letters. There's some suggestion on a debtors reduction checklist. Client may have decided that their debtors days are far too long. It might be 65 days. Who are they going to go and make specific special collections from? Who's going to go and collect that money? And they can then progressively record their collections. Because debtors days outstanding of 54 days is far too high, and in lots of cases it's because SMEs have not got an appropriate system to assist. We've developed a debtors days outstanding calculator which enables a calculation to be done so the client can see just where they're at depending on their turnover, so that they can monitor their debtors days outstanding themselves with your assistance. That's the one I just had. And there's the debtors reduction checklist that we've just also looked at. There's a full summary then of what is happening within debtors management that your staff could be training your clients' team members on, so they fully understand how the debtors management system within their business operates. So that's a summary of the issues within the debtors management. And that's a manual which you can produce for your clients for them to look at.